Confederation of Educational Institutions of India is the leading not-for-profit confederation in the national education space with a mission to support communities, industries, and governments through the promotion of global research, education, and training initiatives. This is Dr. Sandeep Ananthanarayanan. I'm the co-chair for CEII's Special Projects Committee, bringing you this edition of CEII's Ivy Sustainable Development Goals Talk Series. CEI's Ivy SDG Talk Series represents the inspirational, visionary, and youth-oriented conversations that are defining today's India. In this milieu, the current theme for the CEI Talk Series is Dialogues of Hope, conversations with India's leading educational leaders on how should India's youth address their educational and knowledge need in today's scenario. With us today is Dr. Jayashree Periwal. She is the chairperson of Jayashree Periwal Group of Schools. Dr. Jayashree has that rare distinction of being the woman who revolutionized the education system in Rajasthan, notably opening the first truly international school offering the IB and IGCSE curriculum. An iconoclast and a visionary, this traditional hub has come a long way in just 15 years and is presently the founder, director, and principal of 10 Jayashree Periwal schools in the city of Jaipur. Amongst many awards, Dr. Jayashree has recently been awarded with the Rajasthan Gaurav Award 2019, Person of the Year Award by Asia One in Dubai, and most recently, the Maharaja Savai Man Singh II Award by Her Highness Rajmata Padmani Devi for her exceptional work in the field of education. Dr. Jayashree, it's a pleasure to have you with us, and it's wonderful that we would have the honor of sharing your thoughts with the educational community in India. I quickly proceed to my first question. The current situation where we as an educational community are affected by COVID-19 has many students who are not able to understand what is the situation, how is it going to proceed ahead, and they're very anxious. Some of the students know what to ask, some of them don't even know what to ask. So in such a situation, what will be your advice to the two stakeholders who the student community looks forward to, the two stakeholders being parents and the school teachers? What would you advise them on how to handle these students?
I totally empathize and understand children's fears and traumas, anxiety, which is natural. But it becomes our imperative duty, we as educators and as parents, to dispel this fear. We should keep them away from frightening news. We know enough about COVID now. This is an ideal time to bond as family. Make the best of this situation, understand each other more closely, give them hope, give them positivity. Let the meal times become family times of discussion of their hopes, aspirations and dreams. और इतनी ताकत रखें कि हम इनके सपनों को साकार करने की हिम्मत रखते हैं. It's important for parents and educators to be one with the children. Educators must calm and counsel children. Someone like a math teacher can involve children in a research paper. An English teacher can help and assist in children writing articles, journals, or even a book. Parents must bond together, watch Mahabharata and Ramayana, and instill cultural Indian values. Play board games, do Sudoku, take up challenges, and learn to overcome them. As parents, they must not discuss their office and business problems. We must create an atmosphere of positivity. Tell our children, let's learn to laugh, let's learn to bond, let's learn to motivate, everything together, and make it a more happy time. We must replace fear with love and hope. Reflect, resolve, and recharge yourself. That's my advice to them.
I think that's fantastic. The words of positivity and hope come out very strong in this suggestion that you've given. These are very strong words, which are very, very true. But I want to ask, what has your school done? 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 school, your group of schools, what are the steps that they have particularly undertaken in this scenario? Specific steps that your schools have taken?
We've taken this time very, very seriously. We have an effective online school which caters to the seniors, to the juniors, from my 3-year-olds to my 18-year-olds, from my chota bachus who are also engaged in empowering themselves. The whole curriculum is digitalized. It's not just sending a few worksheets and asking students to solve them. That's not where we start. We have very small class sizes. So the class teachers are doing virtual live classes. They're engaging with the children, with the parents also, and also helping the peer group to engage with one another. Have discussions, have portals where they can exchange ideas. You know, in these very tumultuous times, you feel isolated. After all, humans are social beings. So if you don't talk to one another, don't empathize and understand each other, we'll still lead a very incomplete life. But here at the Jayashree Periwal group of schools, we don't limit ourselves only to academics. We have a range of activities that the children are engaged in. Say from Bharatnatyam to salsa, from judo to classical singing, from chess to physical training, to sitar, to say a piano. We're trying to engage our children in whatever possible ways they can. Our kitchens have now turned into biology and chemistry laboratories. We are helping them experiment how food changes, why color changes, what happens, see it real. So it's been an exciting journey. I'm not saying it is the best way to impart education, but it is the closest to physical classes.
Very exciting to hear that you have tried and probably succeeded in replicating the labs in the homes of these students. Very exciting.
You know, we're having virtual assemblies. We are doing debates and MUNs. We are doing speech and drama, activity classes. Nothing is being missed out. A school, a student life is as close as it can be. Despite having these constraints at home, we are doing crowdfunding to collect and donate for the needy. We're doing webinars and trying to build toilets for the poor. We have guest lectures, say from scientists to virologists to entrepreneurs to actors. They're coming in on board and talking to our children and motivating them to make the best of this present situation.
This outstanding effort. I think one of the benchmarks that is being set in the Indian education space. This is something that other schools should learn from on how to develop an online education experience. Very fantastic to hear that. At the same time, what are the challenges that you are facing in this online education initiative? Because one is a positive aspect. Yes, everyone is doing great. But the educators across India would also like to learn from what challenges have you faced while going into this online teaching mode?
See, the biggest challenge is that screen time, where at one go we are very vehement in saying that don't let your children be near the screen too often. But this is a unique situation where probably it's the need of the hour. Our educators have always been very proactive on e-learning. We've been practicing this for a very long time now. So the challenges were a little less from the educational point of view and from school and educators, but it was more from the parents and children that they are going to be glued on their screens for longer than we would wish. We would discourage children from playing video games. But please do engage yourself into educational portals. This is a time to do research. This is a time to engage in meaningful academic life.
Excellent. I move on to my last question. Many students across various grades, have this issue of examination. Some of the examinations, and you would be well aware, from Cambridge to IB, the examinations have either been cancelled or the direction has come that predictive grading has to be followed. Now, students across schools are worried, and would be in your school also. Can predictive grading actually supplement a normal examination? And would the marks that predictive grading would give, will they be the same as the marks that the student would have got originally? How are you going to handle this anxious, state in the mind of the student, especially the 12th class students who don't know what is the future now for them given predictive grading? How will you help them?
See, we understand that one exam cannot be the deciding factor for their destiny. Even nobody can predict accurately. Some may benefit and some may be at a disadvantage. But the process of education is more important than the product. And I reiterate this a number of times to my children. This is not the time to feel dejected because maybe you will be at a disadvantage. Take this time to immerse in education. You should be a lifelong learner. This is by far the most important underline. You must be more productive. You must overcome your challenges. And all this is possible. You know what I genuinely feel, that adversity will lead to opportunities, and challenges will lead to solutions, and difficulties will lead to determination. And after this tumultuous time is over, and we have overcome this, when you've already climbed the Mount Everest, then what is Kilimanjaro? So next time when you face difficulties, you're already well prepared to handle life more smoothly, and your inner strength is already there with you, holding your hands, and you can pave the way for the next few years and your generation.
Dr. Jayashree, the speech and the interview and the words that you spoke probably exactly mirror the theme of our talk series, which is inspirational, visionary, and youthful. And in our of hope towards sustainable development and ensuring that the Indian community has an experience which progresses towards the 2030 SDGs. I think these expert advices and these suggestions that you and the leaders of the education community are giving are absolutely invaluable. And I pray and hope that the Indian community takes a lot of advantage from the suggestions that you've given. And I thank you for the time that you have given in today's talk series to us. I hope to get in touch with you again, and we hope to have you back in our talk show another time in the future. Thank you so much, Dr. Jayashree.
Thank you so much. One last line for my educators.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
They are the pillars of strength. I salute and bow down to every faculty member of ours who are untiringly standing by the side of students to help, assist, motivate, love, and become exemplary. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I second every word of that said. Hats off to them for being so dedicated during these times of asking. Thank you, Dr. Jayashree. Pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you.